Don't ask, don't tell. Like when you are a part of a webinar concerning tech and they're talking about some very high level processes, and then you finally get the visualization on what's running in your background, but it's running in your background behind a screen that is supposed to be partitioned off from your capacity to actually view, and yet you recognize it, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. It's kind of up there. It's kind of up there. And that's exactly what I saw when I was in Palestine. I saw it. On another level, I saw it. I saw how the engagement with and through the checkpoint along the green line, like a green screen, right? I mean, because back in the days of Banyan, that kind of green screen looked a lot different, didn't it? Yeah, it did. And so when you're crossing the green line, and they got that running in the background, yeah, so we're talking more than 20 years, aren't we? I mean, I've only had interest, right? You've only had an interest actually in me on that green screen for 20 years, ever since I, put it on the record. And that's why the metrics were so concerning. You said these numbers. But, I mean, are you willing to stick with those numbers? I mean, I did, right? What was I given? 350 to 450? Was that what I was getting? And you're like, whoa, do you know what that puts you on? Do you know what that does if that's what you go with and you stick with? I mean, you could have told me, man. You could have told me. I saw you in that map room with me. Why didn't you admit it? Right? See, here's the problem. My term on that one, it expires. Coming up soon. And the problem is, I went to the Harvard of the Midwest, right? If I was going to go East Coast, I would have actually gone into the military. And if somebody wasn't screwing around, trying to set up some bullshit deal that they could offer me as a kickback to somebody's pension fraud scheme at the end of their life, then I actually would have known about that Supreme Court case, and I would have either waited a year or I would have transferred after the second year, as I had already fucking planned to. See, halfway through my first year, I had already planned on another level that I was going to do 2 years and then I was going to transfer. Why 2 years? Well, I knew something. I knew something was percolating, and I knew that if I wanted to do what I wanted to do, the first year, presumably, there was some sort of medical condition that needed to be addressed. The second year, I was supposed to get what I needed because I happened to be someplace that had a specific curriculum that would have been very important to have been able to get access to and to complete legitimately before transferring. I have to spend an extra 2 years in college. It wouldn't have bothered me if I understood the context, right? But you guys like to play this game like you're smarter than everybody fucking else. And you got a bunch of bunk securities underwriting you, so you think you could get away with it. Do I want to stick with the numbers? I fucking did. They pinned those numbers on me, you son of a fucking bitch. And you knew exactly what the fuck it was. You don't get all this time down the road to say somehow you got a pedigree, because why? You were up on that stage with me too. You were standing right there with me. As much as they saw me, they saw you. Right? And so that's the thing. We're in this together, buddy. You and me, we're in this together. You can say whatever you want. You can put whatever other name you want wherever you want. But you, not some other demographic that you can try to make more scandalous. Not your sub or your replacement swap out for that particular period of time until you meet the metrics, and then you could go blame it on Iran, right? You. Sodomy's over. You understand? The sodomy is over. Take your fucking sunglasses off.